All right, in this program, we are still going to look at a new problem that is very much related to the three previous programs that we look at on computer assisted instruction. And this one is titled Computer Assisted Instruction Varying the Types of Problems. And it says modify the program of computer assisted instruction monitoring student performance to allow the user to pick a type of arithmetic problem to study. Now, an option of 1 means addition problems only, 2 means subtraction problems only, and 3 means multiplication problems only, and 4 means a random mixture of all these types. So that means we are going to make a modification to the previous program that we created. So what I'm going to do, I'll just go over and copy the code and paste it here, and then we'll make the necessary modification. So I'll just come over here. I'm going to copy it. So I'll copy everything. So I've copied everything. Have I copied everything? Let me check. Yeah. So let me copy it. Let me go back to the file here, and I'm going to paste it here. So let me close this one, and then we'll look at the instruction and we'll make the necessary modifications. All right. So here we are. Now it says, let's read the problem again. It says modify the program of computer to allow the user to pick a type of arithmetic problem to study an option. So that means that the user is going to be presented with options, either to select addition problems only, subtraction problems only, or multiplication, and for or a random mixture of all these types. So remember that the three previous programs we created, they are all based on multiplication. So now we want to add new arithmetic operations, and we implemented a function multiplication for us to be able to achieve the multiplication operation. So what I'm going to do, let's create a new function to represent the new arithmetic operations that we are going to code in this particular program. So I'll just come over here. After this multiplication, I'm going to add void addition, also void. It's not going to require any argument. So likewise, then we have void subtraction, void, and then we have the fourth one, void mixed, then we have void. All right, so I have my three additional operations. All I need to do is to implement them, and then we are in order. So now what I'm going to do, addition, subtraction, those ones, they are all straightforward. All I need to do is just to copy the multiplication problem, modify the operation. So what I'm going to do for this particular multiplication, I'll just copy the code. So I'll just copy the code for multiplication, copy it, and then right under it, jump 2 lines. I'm going to paste it here. So I'll change it from multiplication to addition. So addition. So we have seen the good essence of why we write code. Now we just copy code and just want to just paste it. We don't need to start writing code from scratch. We can have a function. We can have a function that has already been coded by someone else. We'll make the necessary modification to suit our purpose. So let me name this one addition. Also, the operation is going to change. It's now how much is plus. Here it's not times, it's plus. And then the operation, we have here we have number 1 plus number 2, number 1 plus number 2, number 1 plus number 2. Right, so that is, so let me close this one. It's working. It is going to work perfectly. All we need to do is to call it likewise multiplication. Let me close it. So immediately after addition, let's have the other one, which is subtraction. So end function subtraction. So let me write here subtraction, subtraction, and then let's go off, and then instead of multiplication here, let us have subtraction. So subtraction, and also here is going to be how much is number 1 minus number 2. Number 1 minus number 2. So here also we are looking for difference, not product. So put this one. So also here I'm going to minimize it. We are done with it. All we need to do is to call it and make use of it. Okay, likewise our function feedback, we don't need to make any modification to them. I'm going to close them. Now the one that remains is function mixed, the one that has that is going to contain both the multiplication, addition, subtraction, and the mixed. All right, so let me just write the function prototype, but let me write the function definition header, then we will also code it. So let me have void, and then I have mixed, and then also void. And before coding the function mixed and function mixed and function mixed, but before coding this one, what I'm going to do, let's go off under function main. All right, we are not going to call function multiplication straight ahead. Now we have additional operations. So remember, let's go back to the question. It says modify the program to allow the user to pick a type of arithmetic problem to store the option of one means addition. So we need to make a prompt to tell the user that he has a choice to make. So let me have a print format with a prompt telling the user that he has a choice to make. So we have this, and we have this, we have this. So telling the user that you have a choice to make. You have a choice to make. Please choose a category of. Let me check. Are we giving any string? No. Please just choose a category. Choose a category. Let's make it as simple as possible. As simple as possible. As simple as possible. So you see, 1 is addition. Is that what the question says? Yes, 1 is addition. 1 is addition. 2 is subtraction. 2 is subtraction. 3 equals to multiplication. Multiplication. 3 equals to multiplication. 3 equals to multiplication. Addition, subtraction, multiplication, and then we have 4 is mixed. Mixed. All right. So here we are now. Print. Spell this one, print format. So print format now. So now the user has a choice. Let me make in the form of prompt, as we have been doing before. So now the user knows that he has a choice. Now we need a variable to contain the choice that the user is going to make via the keyboard. So I'm going to declare a new variable here called int, and then let me name the variable choice, and then choice. So and then we have make use of scan format function to now get the choice that the user has inputted via the keyboard, via the terminal with the use of the keyboard. So and then we have d, since this is a decimal integer, and then address of choice. So now we have gotten the choice. Which could either be 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. All right. So now the best option that should come to our mind is switch control structure. We make use of switch control structure to know the right function to invoke. So that is what we are going to do now. So I'm going to have switch, and then we have choice, which is the choice that the user has made. So we have choice, and then we have this. So we have case, the first case, case 1, if the user has selected 1. If the user has selected 1 as his choice, what are we going to do? We are going to invoke function addition. And then finally we break. And then next is we have case 2, subtraction, and break. And then the third case, if the user select 3, then it's going to be multiplication, and then we break after executing the multiplication operations. Now case 4 is going to be mixed. It's going to be function mixed. We're going to invoke function mixed. So here I omitted a function statement terminator. Statement terminator here likewise, and then we break, and then we have end switch. So here we are. Now we don't need this anymore, so I'm going to do away with it. I'm going to do away with it. All right, so now we have this. The user is going to make the right choice and then appropriate choice, and then the function is going to be called appropriately. Now we all have all these functions, but we don't have function mixed, so we need to go and code function mixed. So we have here mixed. Now it says that if it is mixed, the user has a choice. He can choose to go for addition. So mixed basically means the questions will come randomly. It can either be addition, subtraction, multiplication, either addition, subtraction, or multiplication. All right, so that is how it's going to be. So what I'm going to do, we also make use of switch. And then before we go to switch, okay, yes, switch. So within the switch, we are going to have let me write the end switch. So within it, let's have rand function modulo 4. Now this will generate numbers. This particular expression within the switch parenthesis is going to generate numbers from 0 to 3. 0, the number 0, the number 1, the number 2, the number 0, 1, 2, and 3. So how many operations do we need? Addition, subtraction, multiplication. So I think it should be 3, not 4. So that we have 0, 1, and 2. 0, 1, and 2. Since it's going to be 3 choices. And then we can have 3 cases. So case 0, if 0 happens to be the number. If you don't want 0 as one of your choice, you can just add 1 to rand modulo 3 as we did in the previous program, if you can remember. All right, so now we have 0. If it happens to be 0 happens to be generated from the particular expression within the switch parenthesis. So let's case 0 represent addition. So what I'm going to do, let me just come to this particular addition here. I'm going to copy some code. So if it is addition, we are going to perform addition operation. So it's going to generate these numbers. It's going to ask the user how much is number 1 plus number 2, and then it's going to get the response. It's going to get the feedback, and then up to the end. n4. Then we have it's going to be random n4. All right, so let me copy up to this n4 first. So I'm going to go to my function mixed. So it's going to, if it is 0, then it's going to be addition. Int number 1. Let me correct the indentation, make sure that it is properly indented. So we have this, and then we have this, we have this, and then we have this, 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 and then we have this. All right, this is for the first case, which happened to be I don't need what, okay, I don't need this one. I don't have any 4, so I'm not ending any 4. All right, so this is for the first case. For the first case, that means that I'm going to have counters to keep track of the number of positive, the number of questions the user got right, and the number of questions he got wrong, just as we did in all the other functions: addition, subtraction, multiplication. So let me have a counter here, int negative counter, and then we have int positive counter. All right, so I have two counters: positive negative counter, positive counter. And then also let me check if there any variable that hasn't been declared. It's going to switch rand case 0, int rand, generate is going to generate numbers, and then it's going to ask the user response. So response has not been declared. All right, response has not been declared, so let me declare response here as well, so we can have int response. Okay, so we have response. Okay, let's go with it this way, and then we have and switch. So let's, for the next case, is going to be so the first case has been addition. Now the next case is going to be subtraction. So we can just copy this code likewise. I can copy everything here, which is going to be our next case. We just change the so it's going to be case 1, case 0 is going to be case 1 now, but instead of addition, it's going to be addition subtraction minus. So it's going to be minus. Here I'm going to change the operation to minus, and then we have what we have. So, and then next something that we are going to have is going to be case let me check the indentation, make sure everything is the way it's supposed to be. Case 0, case 1, case 2. This is going to be case 2. We have some addition, subtraction. Now this is going to be multiplication. So times, and then where we can have the product notation in C. All right. So at the end of the switch is going to randomly call the appropriate something. Void mixed. Okay, mixed switch. The first number in negative counter, positive counter, response. Then if it is 0, case 0, and then okay. So let me go over the program flow and see how the program is going to work. The user is going to make a choice. The first time the user run the program is going to make a choice. Let's say he select mixed. you select mix, option number 4. If you select 4, then it's going to invoke function mixed. When we enter function mixed, normally the questions is supposed to ask 10 questions, so we should also have a full structure here, since we are going to run the program. The program is going to ask 10 questions actually. So we are also in the mix, we are going to have a full control structure, since the user is going to be asked 10 questions actually. So you should have a full structure here. So I'm going to have 4. Well, I've already copied something. Let me fix it. Let me paste it. So everything here is supposed to be inside 4. Right. So let me indent this one within the 4 structure. Guess 2 and switch. So now it is contained within 4. Let me have for the 4. This for the 4. Let me have the closing brace for the 4. And 4. And 4. So when we invoke function mix, it's going to iterate 10 times also. So for the first time, it's going to go to switch, and then rand switch is going to, within the switch, we are going to evaluate a random number, which could either be 0, 1, or 2, or 3. So depending on if, let's say it is 0, if it is 0, then addition questions are going to be asked until the user get it right. If the user get it right, is going to break. Do we add break? Do we have break? We don't have break. So after everything, it's going to supposed to break. Supposed to break. So we need to add the break keyword so that it will break, and then go to the next iteration again. So after here, we're supposed to have break. So likewise here, we're supposed to have break. So break, and then N4. So at the end also, just like we have in the other functions, we are going to calculate the the percentage of the questions that were right, and then print the additional feedback message. So let me just copy this one. That is point insert function addition. I'll just copy this one and then add it to function mixed. So I'll have function mixed here, N4, and function mixed. So after everything, after iterating for 10 times, then this is going to evaluate. And then if the user has got the right questions, more than 75% of the questions right, then it's going to congratulate him, and then he's going to continue to the next level. All right. So I can also close this particular function. Let me close it this way. So let me close it. This is function addition, so let me close it like this. All right, so now let me go and run this function, and then let me compile this program, and then if there's not any error, let me run it and see how it is going to look like. So let me clear the terminal, and then I'm going to have GCC, and then the name of my program is kai4.c, then -o. I want to put it as kai4. lot of errors. A lot of errors. So we will fix the error. We are going to fix the missing terminating character, line number 30. So let's go to line number 30. All right, so now we go to the line number 30 and then see what that particular issue is. Line number 30. All right, so I need to expand one of these. All right, 24, 25, 26. So it's being function main. So let me expand this function main here and see line number 30. All right, so here this is where the issue is. It's supposed to be 3 equals to multiplication. All right, let me have a parenthesis here, and then I can have another parenthesis here, and this will solve the issue, that particular error that we had, the first error that we had. So let me save it, let me go and reconcile it and then see whether this all right, we still have a lot of errors. So we have another error in line number 202. Int number 1, a label can only be part of statement declaration, it's not a statement. Int number 1, the rate was single digit. Int number 1. Let me go to the line proper, line number 202. Then see the error proper, 202. Line number 202. 202. Line number 189, 190, 202. 202. Scroll up. 202. Okay. All right, we have the issue here. Okay, a label can only be, let me go and read the error please. It's saying int number 1, a label can only be part of a statement and a declaration is not a statement. Okay, so let's make the declaration outside the right int. Okay, so that we don't need to. Okay, I got the issue, and so this will also optimize our code. So let me just count this one out. So for each, it's going to have the something here. That's number 1, number 2, and then now we go to each of these something. You don't need to regenerate another new number again. So let me do away with this, and then also on that case 2, let me do away with this. So this has also make our code to be less and more efficient. Okay, so now let's let me go back to the pilot and then see. So clear the terminal. All right, so now we just have one more error. Say will never be executed. One statement will never be executed. Generate for single positive integer. Int number 1, random modulo 10. First single positive, line 201. Let me go to line 201 and see. Line 201 and see the problem very well. 201. 201. We have int number 1, rand modulo 10. Int rand 1 modulo 10 for the first. Okay. Int number 1, rand modulo 10. Okay, so what is the error saying? Generate for single statement will never be executed. Switch are reachable. Okay. int rand number. Okay, so what I'm going to do, let's so in essence, for each time we generate new number, okay, let it be outside the 4, within the 4, but outside the switch. Case 0, case 1. Okay, that's okay. So for each function call, we are going to, yes, this is the way it's supposed to be. For each function call, we are going to generate new numbers, and then we enter function rand, then ask the appropriate question. All right, and then okay, let me go back to the top of the something mixed. All right, so I'm sure it's going to work now, and let me compile it again. Okay, so this has compiled error free. Now let's run the program and then see where we are going to get the desired output. Choose a category. Let's go for the first category, 1, addition. This is 12, 15, this is 10, this is 16, 9, 10, 11, 12, this is 12, this is 5, this is 1, this is 1, 5 plus 0 is 5, 9, 9. Okay, nice work. Please ask your teacher for extra help. The program will now, no, it is not supposed to give us this particular statement. Please ask your teacher for extra help, because we got all the questions right. Ask your teacher for extra help. The program will now exit. No, it is not appropriate addition. That means there's a little something under function addition. So let me go and look at function addition. Addition. What did we got wrong? It's not much of an issue. Addition. You say if float is less than, please ask your teacher for extra help. And if else, positive counter. Function addition. So we have positive counter, negative counter. Positive counter, negative counter. While response is not equals to number 1 plus number 2, increment negative counter. Else we are going to increment positive counter, and then invoke function positive feedback. If whatsoever we have is less than, then we should print out this message. Please ask your teacher for extra help. And if else we have print, congratulations, we are ready to go to the next level. Function addition. Positive counter of less than. We have the if here, we have the else, right, and the else and the if. So I can see the arrow here. What we have in this is supposed to print out this particular congratulations message, congratulating us that we successfully answer all the questions right. Positive counter, negative counter. So increment the negative counter. Well, number is not equal to number 1 plus number 2. And then we have if positive counter divided by positive counter plus negative counter. All right, let me do something here. Even the positive counter, this is a one particular parenthesis, plot. If we add another parenthesis here, so that the whole of this something. Okay, let me compile the program. So let's run the code again. Let's go for subtraction. 9 minus 5 is 4. It's still negative 4. 9 minus 1 is 8. 7 minus 7 is 0. 4 minus 4 is 0. 7 minus 4 is 3. 5 minus 0 is 5. 3 minus 6 is negative 3. 9 minus 6 is negative 3. 9 minus 6 is 3. 0 minus 2 is minus 2. Keep up the good work. Please ask your teacher for extra help. The program will now exit. So there seems to be an issue with this particular message. A positive count. I don't know why my eyes is not showing me this. It's less than, if we have a positive, if it is less than 0.75, we have positive counter divided by positive counter plus negative counter is less than 0. Is less than 75%, then we should have this particular message printed out, else we shall wait. We were able to answer the question. So I will look at it again, and then or perhaps you take that as an assignment. You look at it and try to see where the error is and fix it. It's not much of an issue, only that I need to look at it much more carefully and then see. But our program is performing, but we haven't tested the mixed. Let's test the mixed type of questions first before we call it off. So let's run it. Let's go for mixed. 8 minus 9 is negative 1. How much is 3 minus 0? 3 minus 0 is 3. 0 plus 9 is 9. 0 plus 4 is 4. 5 plus 8 is 13. 4 minus 2 is 2. 4 minus 2 is 2. And 9, 17. 0 minus 0 minus 5 is minus 5. 0 minus 0 is 0. 5 times 4 is 20. So as we can see, all the equations are coming up mixed, but here in the final, in the mixed, we are able to get the congratulatory message right. So let me see, why are we having it in that particular function, but in the other functions we are not getting it right? If you go to function mixed, let me go to function mixed, and then we both have our mixed outside 4. Okay, we're having this variable outside 4. Perhaps that was the issue. Outside 4, but also in all the the variables were declared outside 4. So mixed, and then we have, where do we have this particular something? If float less than, please ask the teacher for extra help, and if else and else, please the program will exit. So please look at function mix, and then try to see, and then the other functions, and then see why the other functions are instead printing the negative message instead of the positive message, even though we're able to answer all the questions correctly. So we call it a day. Thank you for subscribing to this channel and for watching this particular video tutorial.